Mr. Duster,
Yes.
talks about the service of your particular department.
Okay, this is under the Department of Agriculture, and what we are is a credit guarantee program where we guarantee letters of credit issued by foreign banks for the purpose of buying U.S. agricultural goods. So we have approved exporters and approved foreign banks and approved U.S. banks. So if you want to, say, sell corn to Algeria, just using Algeria as an example, your exporter would take out a guarantee with us saying that we will make good if the foreign bank doesn't pay. Because normally when you buy, when a company buys their corn, they want credit. They don't want to pay cash. So they're going to get a bank to issue a letter of credit. But the U.S. bank may be hesitant to accept that foreign bank. Maybe its credit's not so good. So we'll come in and we will guarantee 98% of the letter of credit. So that way the exporter in the U.S. bank can only lose a maximum of 2%. And that's basically what we do.
Well, tell us how are you able to help them, especially when they have bad credit?
How are we able to help who? The foreign banks?
Yes.
Well, if they have bad credit, we may not be able to help them. But if they have a certain level of credit, we do an analysis of them. If we feel they're basically good and that they can handle debt up to a certain amount, we will take care of that. Because if they do default, we go after them to get the money back. And we're pretty good at that. So it's really good for the U.S. exporters mostly.
And what happens to those who are just startup businesses? You know, they're just starting, and
This
so
is
how
a-
can you? What is your, the advice you would give them to be able to build their credit?
If they're just starting up, and paradoxically, I'm probably going to give you some advice you may have just heard a minute ago. I would talk to the Department of Commerce, because Commerce has a really good department and service designed to help new companies become exporters. By the time you reach my point, you've been in business a while because you're doing big deals. But to get started, Commerce can really help. I've sent a lot of people to Commerce. Many times they help them. It's a very difficult business. You can lose a lot of money.
When you process applications and you see all these application forms, what are the red flags that you see? And then you're not issuing them credit.
Have they defaulted? Are they late payments? Are they in a country that is politically unstable, like, say, Somalia? Somalia has no real central government. We're not. So if they did default, we can't go to a Somali court to try to get money. There are no Somali courts. So we look very closely at their home country and at their credit history and what sort of assets, as well as their ownership. Because in some countries, the owner of the bank may be a political person. And if he gets in trouble politically, his government may shut his bank down. That happens in some countries.
And how long normally does it take before the application is approved?
For a bank, it'd be at least 3 months.
When you mentioned default, so have you had many cases in the past of
Yes.
companies that have defaulted?
Yes, but we haven't had any in probably 4 or 5 years. But we have had them in the past from different countries, different banks. It can be scattered all over the world.
And finally, what is the information you give in terms of like people wanting to access information or maybe communicate with you or your department? Is there a website?
we have a
telephone number?
website.
Yes.
Which is www.fas.usda.gov, and that will tell you about our different programs.
Thank you very much for joining us, Mr. Jonathan Duster.
Thank